Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds, hanging out with this nerd.
I'm Ted.
And today we are going to riff off an idea of Mike Gould riffing off an idea of ours.
It's like a yo-yo.
It is like a yo-yo. So today we will be talking about junk goblins.
So I'm guessing this is in response to our Junkyard video?
It is. So he's got junk goblins, and basically, he was just started jotting down some ideas in the comments as he was listening to our video. So basically, if you check out our video on the Junkyard and Junkyard Harpies, we talked about these wandering tribes of different humanoids like goblins, kobolds, bolts, humans, gnomes. Basically, the dregs of society, they end up here.
Right.
So the junk goblin, size small, move 25 foot, dark vision 60 foot, languages, goblin, common, tools, tinker tool proficiency, +2 to dex, +1 to intelligence. Living among the wastes of the world has its downfalls, but it makes for ingenuity and hardiness not seen among the gentler races. Though looked down upon by many and distrusted by more, junk goblins are still the go-to choice for many to remove and sort many communities' refuse. Some even rise to the great mercantile success. Just be wary of what you buy from them. Racial abilities. Jury rig. A junk goblin can make or repair almost anything simple, just not reliably. When dealing with the repairs, correct, got him on this one. With repairs to simple mechanical items, not complex machines, the junk goblin can use an action to effect temporary repairs. They are good enough for a period of time, so long as they have access to materials. Mind you, those materials may be questionable as well. Few would consider repairing bridge moorings, portcullis gears, or catapult swing arms with rope, tree gum, and leftover metal scraps. But this is a daily practice for a junk goblin. Roll a d20 and record the number. Each minute this device operates, roll another d20 and add the number to the previous total. When the total value equals or succeeds 20, the device returns to its broken nature. Junk goblins can effect similar repairs to complex machines, but the d20 roll is made every turn. Scavenger. A junk goblin can find useful items where others may not. Junk goblins have advantage on perception or investigation rolls to find scraps and other materials that may come in handy later. A player should work with the DM to come up with what they find. Barter. Junk goblins know junk. It's in their name. They instinctively recognize when an item, material, mechanical, construction, or other fabricated device isn't up to par. Junk goblins have advantage on investigation rolls to examine items for their value. Furthermore, they gain deception or persuasion, choose one, proficiency to aid in haggling for this item. If they choose whichever proficiency they choose at the start of is the one they possess racially. So, all right. So, whichever proficiency they choose is blah, blah, blah. All right. So, they pick one of those. And that's in a nutshell. That's the Mike's write-up for a junk goblin while listening to the video.
So, all right. That's pretty cool. I actually think that in that niche, their racial things are really advantageous because they get the tinker tools, they get advantage on investigation, perception, and either diplomacy or or persuasion or deception, in relation to junk. So that's quite a bit of stuff. I love the...
Well, they do the proficiency. They just get the proficiency, so it's...
Okay, so they're actually getting a tool proficiency and
a skill proficiency.
And a skill proficiency. That's pretty big. And then the ability to enact a repair as an action. I'm tempted to be like, I want to change it to like, all right, they fix it, but they ramshackle fix it, and it doesn't just resort to its broken state. It gets worse.
Oh, after it's done working.
After it stops working, the repair will be more extensive. You know, I would just have to do it because, like, you just shove nuts and gears in there and hope.
Well, if you're doing that in your game, you could totally do some random charge for that stuff to see what happens after they're done with it.
I would agree that would be the way to go.
And it might even be things like doesn't work as the original thing now, but it works great as X. Whatever it was. Like now it's a great can opener. I don't know. It was a catapult.
Yes, it just pulls the lid off and the arm just stops.
Yeah. No. So it's definitely a good idea. It's fun. Like, maybe we need to come up with our own junk goblins, or maybe we'll just appropriate these ones. Also maybe our own version of Tinker Gnome. Although the Rock Gnome is already kind of there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really require much work.
Yeah.
It's just dirty them a little.
Like I could I would almost be tempted to like just take away the goblin and like call it just Junker, and you could use any like small humanoid thing in that stay.
And it have a set of stats or whatever.
Right. So it's like, okay, now you want to play a kobold, a goblin, a gnome that has lived with these things so long, that this is what you have become, and I totally allow, because visually in 5th edition it's practically meaningless.
Yeah, I feel like though, like if you take like a subrace like the Junk Goblin, and then you take a Tinker Gnome, and then if you do a kobold, they're gonna probably have some proficiencies and stuff revolving around traps. I feel like they're all gonna like add their own kind of flavor to the
That's possible.
to the Junkyard setting.
Yeah, that's true.
And they'll have their own specialties.
Right.
And of course there will be some crossover between them, and can only imagine the collaborations that could happen. Now I want to do do 3 NPCs that work together. I want to do the kobold, goblin, and gnome.
Nice.
And maybe they're even brothers. Like maybe they're adopted by the same parent, and they've raised all 3 of them, so they call each other brothers, and they work their junk business together.
Yeah, I say I could see like a human father, raising these 3, and like even like at the state when they're the kids are all adults, they're still his kids,
right?
Because like they're never getting past his waist, so like he affectionately refers to them as his boys.
Yeah, or you could do like a Mother Hubbard in the shoe, lived in the shoe, have a giant shoe.
You could literally have a shoe, and then like they've ramshackled it, with wheels and things to turn it into their wagon. It's being pulled by some bizarre monstrosity of a creature. Like
either a storm giant or cloud giant sandal that they've attached wheels to. That they're either pushing it around, or maybe they pedal power it. Possibly, but it's clearly just a giant sandal.
I think that'd be awesome.
So I like it. The junk gnome or the junk goblin that Mike Gould came up on the fly was pretty sweet. I would definitely allow it in my game. Yeah, you really you don't get very many useful abilities from the features. They're very specific,
right?
And once and they also are going to take time, and I think they're going to be more like role playing and exploration,
right?
But very little combat effectiveness. But it would be fun to play.
Absolutely.
It'd be taken. I've always loved like the goblins from World of Warcraft. At least from what I remember, like I've never played the MMO, but from the real time strategy game, where they were always like the crazy tinkerers, and more likely to blow themselves up than whatever it is they're trying to explode. But so what do you guys think? Like I think it's really cool when we can come up with something and then you guys riff off of it, and then we're like, wow, then we like to continue the riffing.
Absolutely. I mean, part of this is really like we want to have these talks and conversations to inspire you guys and to help out you guys. I mean, we can sit here and have these conversations at home without the camera.
Right, but it works both ways too, because like you guys do some awesome stuff, and
absolutely,
you know, put it in the comments, and then we'll see it and be like, wow, that's a great idea. I didn't even think about that, or take our ideas in directions we never even considered. So hopefully we can even take this one even further. If you guys want to add to the Junk Goblin and keep his legacy and legend growing, let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can check out funny memes over on Facebook.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.